Here today with me I have Lance, Reagan, and Sarah. Countless animals have been subjected to suffering and exploitation from scientific advancement. This issue at hand is animal testing. With extensive research and understanding, we can confidently speak on this issue. Animal testing should be banned because of its cruelty, ethical concerns, and availability to use alternative methods. This speech will dive into the problems, solutions that prioritize change, and the counter-arguments that challenge reasons for its continued use. And now we will have Reagan speak on the problem.
Animal testing is an experiment done on a live animal that likely causes distress, suffering, pain, or lasting harm to the animal. Some animals are supplied to laboratories by auctions or dealers or caught in the wild, while others are bred for animal testing. Animals used in laboratories vary based on species or where they are from the country. Animal testing is done throughout the world and is more common today than people realize. Today, it is estimated that more than 115 million animals are abused, burned, poisoned, or crippled in laboratories worldwide every year, and it keeps increasing. 90% of animals used in laboratories are not counted in official statistics of animal testing. The Journal of Popular Medical College claims animal rights organizations and some animal welfare groups, such as People for the Ethical Treatments of Animals and the British Union for the Abolition of Vivisection, raised questions on the legitimacy of it, arguing that it is cruel, poor scientific practice, poorly regulated, that medical progress is being held back by misleading animal models, and that some of the tests are outdated, that it cannot reliably predict effects in humans, and that the costs outweigh the benefits, or that the animals have instinct right not to be used for experimentation. The National Library of Medicine states, animal testing is used in pharmaceutical and industrial research that predict human toxicity, and yet the analysis suggests that animal models are poor predictors of drug safety in humans. The cost of animal research is high in dollars, delays in drug approval, and in the loss of potentially beneficial drugs for human use. Human subjects have been harmed in the clinical testing of drugs that were deemed safe by animal studies. Increasingly, investigators are questioning the scientific merit of animal research. When a human toxic drug is identified as safe by animal testing, the most likely outcome by far is that the drug will fail in clinical testing, often due to unacceptable adverse human effects, and sometimes significantly harming volunteer research subjects in the process. Drugs that survive clinical trials and attain market approval may still be recalled later due to toxicity identified only after months or years of inhuman use. Animal testing should be banned because testing on animals is very expensive and not always accurate. It causes pain and suffering to animals and violates their rights. Overall, animal testing does not reliably predict human outcomes, and when a product is determined safe, it is still dangerous to humans. Now that I've told you the problems with animal testing, Sarah is going to tell us how to stop it.
All right, as we have established, current methods are not only inhumane but provide an inconsistent measurement of unreliable results. Imagine wasting such resources for unreliable results. Cruelty Free International states that the Draize test only gives minimal usable results 60% of the time. And as you can see here, when a substance is placed in the eye or skin of the lab animal, that is what they consider the Draize test. Animal research consists of kidnapping, capture of living sentient beings, and the subjection of these beings to procedures against their own individual interests, including those that involve the deliberate infliction of suffering, harm, and/or death. Current practices are inhumane, pulling large amounts of time and resources, and again, unreliable. So the best approach to ending animal testing is twofold. It's a team effort between scientists and consumers, while we patiently wait for the appropriate political agenda to be pushed. Scientists push methodologies that apply human skin cells and organs to test potential human reactions. These testings are more reliable, they provide more consistent results, no animals are used or harmed. One of these methodologies is called lung in a chip. It's a human lung tissue is used to do the testing on. And then we have human in a chip, utilizes 4 different human organs for testing. And then on top of that, we have EpiSkin. And this uses human skin cells to determine the testing, or to do the testing on. And this is hopefully going to completely replace the DRES test altogether. These endeavors, however, are expensive, and that's where consumers come in. By buying cruelty-free products and making sure that we push the agenda that these products are not beneficial. There is the cruelty-free logo on these products, and there's also something called the Leaping Bunny. We have a list of foundations you can donate to, including PETA, Humane Society International, and Ethical Elephant. And right here at the end of our slides, we've got a few more. The World Animal Foundation, International Fund for Animal Welfare, that's PETA, Humane Society, John Hopkins Center for Alternatives to Animal Testing, Physicians' Commitment to Responsible Medicine, as well as a few others. On top of that, we can use the power of knowledge, technology, and social influence to push these products and practices. However, surprisingly, there are still a large number of people who still don't see an issue with current practices. Lance will now present counterarguments.
Those against our claim would say the information about it is flawed to show only the bad. They'd say we have to use humans instead of animals, which would be even more inhumane. They'd say the good it does outweighs the cruel aspect of it. However, the Humane Society states that 50 million animals are murdered in the US alone every year. Also, new technology for alternative methods of testing using AI 3D printing are more cost-effective and less cruel because it doesn't use any living testing. Statistics say that over 90% of drugs tested ultimately fail, and they don't even correlate over to humans. It's useless murder and should be illegal. Now that I've identified the arguments against our claim, Morgan will wrap up our presentation.
In conclusion, we need to prioritize change and compassion over the inhumane practice of animal testing. We need to pave the way towards a future where animals can thrive without unnecessary suffering. The amount of animals being tested on each year is increasing. There are long-lasting effects on these animals. People think that the only bad side is shown of animal testing, and humans will be tested on, which is considered inhumane. Donations to Humane Society International, buying and supporting cruelty-free products and companies, and taking advantage of social media to voice your opinion are all ways to help ban animal testing. Banning animal testing is a crucial step towards a more humane and effective approach towards scientific research. Thank you.